CleverPsych is software for psychologists to help them manage their practices. I've developed this software for my wife's practice. She's been using it now for about 4 years, and we decided, having gone to all the effort to do that, we should make it available to other psychologists at a pretty low price. You can download the software from our website, www.cleverpsych.com.au, and there's a lot more information on the website about the system. Now, when you start up the system, you see a screen like this. On the left hand side you've got a list of your clients, and over here there's information about them. So if I select a client, you can see the information we've stored. If you expand out the tree over here, you can see the appointments for each client, and when you select an appointment, the information gets pasted in down to the pane at the bottom here. Now, there's a lot of other panes that we'll go through in subsequent videos, but some of the basic ones are things like the diary, and as you'd expect, the diary shows you the appointments that you've got within a week. And you can configure this for the sort of time range it covers and what sort of interval you want. We usually have hour appointments, and we usually use a half an hour interval. And you can blank out parts of the diary if you want to play golf in the afternoon or something. Now, if we go back to the original pane, I'll give you a brief idea of how you do the basic things within the system. Now, the first we usually hear from a new client is when we get a phone call, and it's usually along the lines of, hello, I'm Fred, my doctor's told me I've got to come and see you. So what we do then, or our secretary does, is to give the person an appointment, pencil it into our main diary, and then when you've got a little bit of spare time, you enter it into the system. And you do it like this. In the client information pane, you hit clear, and then you enter in their names. So as Santa Claus, say. Now, quite often, right at the beginning, all you know really is the person's name. So you can then hit click New, and it goes into the database, and you've got an entry over here in the tree. Having done that, you might want to add a bit more information. You could know who the doctor was that referred it to you, and at any stage you then hit modify to write the new information into the database. Now, once you've got your new client set up, you can give them an appointment. And same situation, just hit clear, which will preset some of the fields down here, such as the fee is set according to the type of client, and then you go ahead and you give them an appointment sometime, whenever, and same thing, hit New. When you do things, you'll see that you get a little message down the bottom here, and sometimes it may tell you you've done something wrong. Now, you'll notice the first time the client has various status, but the first time it goes in as a new client. And a new client to us is a reminder that a few things have to be done when they first arrive. So at the first appointment, we'll give them a form to fill out, which tells us a bit more information about them. Not very much. Things like their mobile number, perhaps, and their Medicare number, perhaps, and whatever seems relevant. And then, having done same thing, modify, put it into the database. When they've turned up and been to their first appointment, you usually change the status. And there's lots of things here. They may owe you money. They may not have turned up at all. But hopefully they've paid you some money and they've gone away happy people. So having done that, you can then hit modify and it's in the database. Now, as I'll explain, a lot of what you can do with the system depends very much on how much effort you put into it. Now, for example, we can, if you look at our grumpy dwarf, what the system will tell you, the number of appointments I've attended, and you can also put in when the current reference starts, so it'll tell you how many appointments you've had for that reference, in other words, after that time. And so, of course, with Medicare clients, insurance clients, all sorts of clients, you've got a certain number of appointments that you can see the people for under your current reference. So it saves you having to count up. Now, we also have a couple of other concepts, such as a checklist, which you can set up. And most of the things in the system are configurable. You can set up your own checklist. And so, for example, the first thing we'll do after a client has turned up is send a letter to the referrer, to the doctor, saying thank you for sending the client and so on. At the first or the next session, we often give a PAI, and so on. You can set up a checklist. You also have a list of your tests you've got, and you can tick the ones that as you give them to the client. There's little memos you can fill out with information to keep you informed, and so on. And then the usual thing, you hit modify when you've changed that information. Now, once you've got the information in there, hopefully things start to become a little easier. So, for example, we send the client comes in, they've had their appointment here, so we choose an appointment, and then we can go to our office menu and we can do things like print out a receipt for them. Now, if they're a client, they want a receipt to say go away to claim from Medicare or claim from their fund or whatever. And you'll notice it just comes out and it's filled in with the information for your current client and your current appointment. That similar things, we, as I said, we tend to send a acknowledgement to the referring doctor, which says thank you for referring, blah blah blah, and other stuff. Now, these just come up in words, so you can of course add more information to them if you want to, and print it out and fax it or post it or whatever to your to the doctor. Now, the way this works is by use of what we call template files. So, for example, the template file for that is this file, and you can see that it's pretty much the same thing as you've seen over here, except that we have these fixed text strings, which, as you display the letter, these values get replaced by the current values for the client. And so you've got all these things about the doctor, the client's full name, when the appointment was, and so on. And you can set up your own letters using templates. And one of the things you'll do when you're setting up your system is you'll come in and edit this and put your own header on it and your own logos and your own whatever you want in the text. Okay. Okay. Well, I think at this stage we'll stop this little home movie, and we'll be doing a few more.